Hi, my name is Ivan Vislavskiy. I'm the co-founder of two digital marketing agencies, Comrade Digital Marketing and Grow Law Firm. We built this agency to the team of about 100 people across offices in Miami, Chicago, and Los Angeles. And for the past 15 years, we've been specializing in helping local service providers, primarily in legal and home service space, contractor space, grow and scale with high performance marketing.
You're watching Success, Motivation, and Inspiration, where we share interviews with incredible leaders who are crushing it in life and business.
Ivan, man, it's so good to have you on the show today. I'm just checking out your business, Comrade Digital Marketing, and looking at what you do as far as speaking and consulting and helping these companies rank higher. That is absolutely my love here. So I'm excited to ask you some questions and talk to an expert.
Curtis, thanks so much for having me. I'm really looking forward to this conversation and happy to help. Happy to be valuable to your audience.
Appreciate you, brother. Now, what's one belief about digital marketing that most businesses or business owners get wrong?
That digital marketing can solve all your problems, which it can't.
So for example, if you open up the floodgates, you get thousands of customers a month hitting somebody's website, and they've got a site that's terrible. Their funnel, their landing page sucks. Problems on there, or for example, if they can't close, is that what you mean? Like if they can't close the sale?
That's a really good question. Yeah, and we usually, when we speak with our prospects, we explain it to them that great marketing means nothing if you have a mediocre intake process, if your sales process is not up to date, or if your offers are not really good, or if you're charging too much for your product. It all has to align, right? Like the production has to align, the quality of your product or service has to be great. Otherwise, you can build a shiny thing, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be sustainable.
And I love that you said that, because that's basically, you talk about building a shiny thing. You see so many websites where they've got a web designer come in that knows nothing about search engine optimization and builds a beautiful site that is just trash. The code, I mean, as far as on the back end, the website's not optimized. There is no way anybody's ever going to find that site, but it looks great if you type in the exact domain name.com, but it's not ever going to generate the client any customers if they haven't put everything together correctly, right?
That's entirely correct. And usually what we see in some businesses would go to a freelancer or a company that specializes in website design and development, and they'll have a simple ask: create me a killer website. Perfect. Yeah, we'll get that done. Here's your creative website. Okay, wonderful. Where are my customers? As a matter of fact, this is how we started, Curtis. At the foundation of my agency, we were a website. Our focus was designing and developing websites. But true enough, our clients started coming to us and asking, "Okay, what's next? I'm looking for customers. I didn't just need a website. I was thinking you're going to build me a revenue machine, a revenue engine." So that's where early on we figured that a website without marketing means really nothing. You have to make sure that website works for you, that generates the prospects, the leads, marketing qualified leads that then look for your services or products.
That's almost like building the coolest shopping mall in history. I mean, just incredible. Every retail store, every car dealerships, and every restaurant and amusement park. But if you build it in the middle of the desert with no roads leading into it, you're
That no
generating
one knows
zero
about it.
traffic. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's a great analogy.
So now what actually pushed you to start Comrade Digital Marketing?
Yeah. So back to my journey, I guess. I early on, at about 19, 20 years old, I started working for marketing agencies. I have a degree in computer science technology, so technology was always at the forefront of what I wanted to do. I early on figured out that marketing is truly a future of where I want to be. So I worked for a few marketing agencies. I realized early that that's the power of the world. And I noticed one thing: all the marketing agencies that I worked for were focusing on large clients that can pay big checks, that have big corporations and so on. And the smaller companies, the SMBs, the backbone of our economy, right? They were mostly often overlooked, meaning that probably they don't have enough budget, they don't have enough resources, and that creates an issue, because if you're a small business, then you can't really hire a good performance agency that can help you scale. So what do you do then? You're left with mediocre options. you're left with options of either hiring a freelancer, maybe a shop out of another country that's not really good, or an agency that charges you very little money, but at the end provide you with very mediocre services. So my goal when I started my agency together with my business partner was to build an agency that would focus on helping SMBs grow and provide the same white glove service and the same result oriented service that will help our clients.
Now, I would guess with 100 plus employees on staff, you are not doing a one size fits all. For example, you probably got clients that call and say, how much does it cost for an SEO package for my website? I would guess you don't have a small, medium, and large type of here's your plan. Are you building stuff custom for each site, or each individual owner, so it's not a one size fits almost none?
Yes. So we built it. It kind of looks like packages, but all those packages are customized based on where they're starting, what are their needs, what do we have to work with, how quickly do they want to see the results, and so on. And then we build a proprietary system. We call it a pricing engine, where we input all the important information. Then our pricing engine would spit out who are their main competitors and how well their competitors are ranking and what do we need to do in order to catch up with those competitors. And based on that, our smart system using AI algorithms will spit out recommendations as to what we need to do to catch up with those competitors and even overtake them. And how long do we need to provide those services for? And based on that, we will offer 3 different packages, which will be different based on how quickly we can deploy the resources and how quickly they can see the ROI of our marketing services. That's usually how we come up with the pricing model for our clients.
Perfect. But it's good to see that it's a customized. I try not to ever interview anybody that focuses on SEO that has, we've got the $500 and the $1,000 and the $1,500 a month package, because
No, we don't do
all
that.
of those,
No.
they're hiring somebody off of Fiverr to try to spam some articles. Your site gains some traffic because of, massive flood of links coming in. Google sees it as spam, and then pretty soon the thing has crashed or the traffic is tanked, right?
Yeah, Curtis, our model is completely different. We're not trying to bring as many clients as we can. We're actually very selective. When prospects come to us, first thing we try to understand is, can we provide value? And we'll ask a few criteria questions. And assuming that everything is yes, 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 we'll tell them, perfect, we will come back to you with a solution. If we feel like we can provide value, we'll be straight up about it. And we'll tell them, look, I'm sorry, but we can't really help for so and so reason. And we might have a partner for that, or we might refer them to another specialist, or we tell them that we don't believe they should be investing money into marketing based on what they have going on. But then if we pitch them a solution, our goal is to generate results. And by results, we actually mean ROI. This is how we measure our results. We look at every single dollar that our clients invest with us. And then at the outcome level, we look at how many dollars do we return back with our marketing campaigns. And usually the goal for us is to deliver at least 4x on every dollar that they invest. That's a minimum where we'll say that this campaign is successful. In many cases, we see ROI of 10 to 1, 12 to 1, 13 to 1, and so on. And the longer they work with us, the more, ROI tends to sort of see this hockey stick growth. It will start slowly, and then eventually it'll hit this critical mass and it'll go boom.
Yeah.
And it will maximize. So that's why we would never offer one package fits at all solution, because at the beginning we ensure that what we provide will work in this particular scenario with their specific goals, with their specific competitors, and so on.
Perfect. What problem? I mean, we're already talking about a lot ROI and generating massive traffic that converts. I mean, is that all of it, or what problem do you see in the market that Comrade solves every single day?
The problem is our clients just don't get enough qualified leads, so they can't grow. Either they don't have website visibility, or they don't have an understanding of how to drive growth to their company. Let's take a roofing company, for example. Let's say out of Miami. It could be a company with great service, clients happy with their services, and so on. And they used to grow by referrals or by going to networking events and handing out their business cards. At some point, they're going to
Local
tap out.
chamber of commerce or
Yeah, those kind of events, exactly. And at some point, they're going to tap out and they have no clue of what to do next. How do I grow this thing? They haven't really done any marketing courses. They haven't went to college to study marketing. They literally have no clue what to do. So what do? They go to Google search or they go to ChatGPT nowadays and they search for who's the best marketing agency for roofers or for home services or whatever, right? And they'll find a company like ours. Now, what many agencies provide, and we try not to, is just vanity metrics. Let's say you would work with
yeah.
an agency X, Y, and Z, and their report every single month would look like we drove 150 visitors to your website, and we drove this many impressions, and your keywords are trending up or trending down. Well, that's so wonderful. But let me ask you this. If I'm a business owner, does that resolve my issue, which is I need to see exactly money. I need to see how many customers am I getting every single, well, forget about customers for a second. How is my revenue growth this month compared to previous month, right? And then let's break it down. Where does my revenue come from? New customers. Where do I accumulate new customers? Is it new channels? Is it maybe marketing channels? Is it referrals? Is it maybe TV ads that I've been running for the last couple of years or whatever, right? And then how many marketing qualified leads do I get every single month? And then at the end of the funnel, what does it cost to drive every single client or every single marketing qualified lead? So that's our belief, and that's our I guess model when we work with our clients. Unfortunately, many marketing agencies don't do that. Many prospects that come to us are been burned once, twice,
Yep.
3 times, 4 times in the past.
We actually, years and years ago, I had built a telecommunications company. We spent over 10 years working 80 to 100 hours a week, 100 plus hours a week. By the end of the 10th year, we were doing over 250,000 customers a month hitting the website, generated through search engine optimization. But it was a very competitive market. I had a couple of guys on staff full time that all they did 5 days a week was write search engine optimized articles about different problems that the customers were having. One of the things that I figured out that was not great is we could rank for a term. If we use let's say local contractor, for example, and you start optimizing the heck out of them, but as a search engine optimization company, if you don't really care about the client metrics, maybe ranking them for the product, services, solutions that are not only easiest to rank for, but the ones that are the client enjoys that type of job, that type of work, they make good money out of it. There's a good spread, good margin, but you don't want to be ranking clients for something where they're getting more jobs digging ditches by hand. When this sucks, it pays nothing. It's breaking my back now because of this dang SEO company. How do you guys, is that part of the initial interview when you figure out what they want to rank for and what's most profitable for them?
For sure. So at the beginning of the engagement, we asked them a very simple question. What does it look like 12 months from now? And you feel great about this relationship. What kind of jobs are you getting? Let's say if you're a roofing company, do you want to be fixing roofs or do you want to put up a new roofs? And how far do you want to go? What kind of roofs? Residential, commercial, and so on. Size, specific criteria, budget, and so on. So we're trying to actively help our clients create buyer personas because in most cases they don't have them. So we constantly have to put up ahead of their business advisor, their partial CFO and CMO all at the same time and help them figure out their own business model. But yeah, it's very good that you brought this up because we've seen it over and over again where a prospect would come to us and their traffic would be 10,000 visitors a month, but they're getting only one job a month. Their simple question is, can you guys do better? Because it seems like our agency is showing us a really good growth, but whatever we're ranking for, it's not really producing jobs for us. What are we doing wrong? And it's not hard to investigate it and show them, here the increase you're showing up for, here are the keywords, and most likely they're attracting this type of audience. So we sometimes have to reapproach it. We have to change the narrative. We have to push another service sometimes, or we sometimes have to put a funnel in place to explain to a prospect that's coming to the website that maybe what they're looking for is a slightly different solution that this company does not provide per se.
Well, and there's something to be said too about hiring an agency that has the technical background. Not only an agency where they're okay with SEO, but has a great salesman. Because you see that a lot with real small SEO companies where they've got I mean, there's hundreds of pages of different reports that you could run and different metrics on any type of SEO project. And so if I'm an SEO guy that is just in it for making myself some money, I'm going to run that report, filter it, show everything that's growing. Next month, it'll be a different report. The client has no idea that you're filtering out and getting rid of all this stuff where you're slacking off or not doing a great job. But if you could run different reports each month and show, okay, here's all these great vanity metrics that do zero for you, and string that client along for the next 6 months until they finally run out of money because they're just throwing away money on you. Huh?
But we win this type of clients easily because our approach is completely different. We don't come with a proposition of what is the goal for this month or what is the goal for this 12 months to rank for this keywords or to get this many visitors. Who cares about that? We usually come with the objective of how many clients do you currently get a month? On average, about 2. What would be a good number that if you hit it every single month, you feel great? Your company is growing. You have enough payroll to pay to your team. You can now expand your team. You can spend more time growing your business and so on. It'd be great to have 10 clients. Perfect. So 10 is the objective. And we built our reporting based on the objectives, not based on those vanity metrics, but based on how many clients did you actually have this year. By the way, at the beginning of the year, we built a projection. We built the sort of the growth pattern. Like what do we think is going to happen? And every single month we compare the actuals with the benchmark that we put for ourselves. We compare are we hitting those goals or not. So to all the small businesses that are out there that are working with the marketing agencies, I would advise start asking the right questions. Start putting the pressure on your marketing agency that's working for you, or maybe a marketing freelancer, or even a marketing person that works for you. What is our goal in terms of where are we going with this? Let's say within the next 12 months. Are we hitting it? What does it mean in business numbers? Forget about all the vanity metrics. This is not relevant whatsoever. I mean, maybe it's relevant for you, an agency, but for me, I don't care. Let's put it in the analogy. Let's say I'm sick of something and I'm coming to you, Curtis, and you're my doctor. I don't care what do you do in the background. I don't care what kind of tests you run and what are they called and so on. What I care about is for you to see what I currently have, figure out what solution I need, and for you to give me the medication and see it through. Make sure that I actually cured by this medication.
Yep. Yeah. Solve my problem. That's the reason I'm paying you, huh? Describe Conrad's growth system from audit through strategy, execution, finally to measurement.
Sure. Let's imagine that today is day zero, and Curtis, you're our client, and let's say you're that famous roofing company out of Miami. You signed
or Newswire magazine. Maybe talk about
Newswire magazine. Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. That'd be good. So first thing we do is we will introduce our team, obviously, and we'll do a kickoff. Prior to the kickoff, we'll submit a questionnaire. There will be a bunch of questions pertaining to who is your customer, what is the main product or service that you provide, who are your competitors that you believe, what are your goals, what are your challenges, what are your aspirational goals for the next 3 to 5 years? Are you thinking to maybe add additional services, expand geographically, and so on? So we compile all this information that we receive from you. We build our analysis, and we have a kickoff with you to pinpoint and go deep into specific discussions. Maybe go deeper and discuss your buyer persona. Why are they buying from you versus your competitor? What is your true unique selling proposition? Maybe one service that you really want to focus on that generates the most revenue. Where you seeing the most margins? How good is your sales process and things like that? So once we collect all this information, we go back and we run analysis, and we go into a deep analysis of your competitors. What are they doing to drive growth? How are they succeeding? what are their strategies. So we're trying to learn from them, because you're not in vacuum space, right? You're in this competitive environment.
Yep.
So we're trying to understand what can we do to maybe catch up or even overtake those competitors. The result of it is a strategy, very deeply packed strategy, consistent of a lot of elements and a lot of hypotheses. So you and I, or our team, will meet up and we'll explain to you that based on all the research that we've done, here's what we believe we should be doing. This is the solution. This is the pill, or this is the cure to your problem. It's broken down by milestones and by timeline. Specifically, every single month we're going to be doing X, Y, Z, and so on. And here's what we should see in terms of the results: our quick wins, and then midterm results, long-term results, and so on. We ask if you agree with the strategy on the high level, if you have any feedback, and so on. And assuming that you approve the strategy, we roll with it, and we start implementing the strategy. We start executing on that same strategy. Based on the components of that strategy, we could be building multiple things at the same time. We could be rebuilding your website. We could be building separate landing pages that promoting a specific product or service. We could be running marketing campaigns, paid or non-paid. We could be working on the search engine optimization for your website. We could be maybe sending emails, email newsletters, and so on. We could be doing many other things, or recommending you to do some other things as well. Because Curtis said, at the end of the day, in order for you to grow as a business, it's not only us that need to do a lot of work, but it's also some tests that you need to do, such as you need to make sure you provide exceptional client service, and you can collect really good reviews on Google
Yeah.
and many other platforms. We would love for you to start showing up on different podcasts, maybe webinars, and so on. So we can build out of you this authoritative person, right? That speaks freely and with the clear explanation of, that positions you as an expert in
Yeah.
your field, because that's also going to benefit your overall growth.
So for example, local SEO, by where you're helping the client to generate, here's an idea to put a QR code up to maybe start
Uh-huh.
getting some local reviews at your local business, whatever. Maybe ask the client after you get done
Yep.
doing the roofing job, hey, if you don't mind, scan this code real quick and let me a review.
Yep.
Is that
Local
kind of what you
SEO.
mean?
Yeah, local SEO is a great example. It would be part of our research, where we would identify that, let's say, there are definitely gaps within your local SEO. And for all of you that don't know what local SEO is, it's basically showing up on the Google Map Pack. So if you're looking for, let's say, a roofer in Miami, in the Google search results, what you will see first, there will be a map pack with 3 to 4 different results. You can click on see more results, and it'll show you more local companies within your area. And then underneath, there would be other results, such as search engine optimization results, paid search results, and so on. So that is a local SEO. So reviews would be so we would identify, once again, we would benchmark you against your competitors, and we would analyze how many reviews do they have, what's the average rating of those competitors. And if we see that, in top 3, everyone is running between, let's say, 100 to 250 reviews, but you only have 10, then guess what? No matter what we do, you're still not going to show up there. So you have to, double down on your review game. So we will give you a strategy or several strategies on how to do that. We'll educate you on how to go to your existing clients and request from them really good Google reviews. Also, we'll teach you that not only your true clients can leave reviews, but also your vendors or your contractors. It's not prohibited by Google. Google never said that it only has to come from a customer. So it's one example, right? So going back to the marketing campaigns that we deploy on your behalf, right? Every single month, we then measure the success of those campaigns. The success is accumulated in the report, and that report starts with number 1 metric, which is how we doing this month, based on how many clients were you able to close this month, How many
Nice.
marketing qualified leads did we generate for you? Where did they come from? And we have really good attribution. We understand where your marketing qualified leads came from. By the way, let me, for all of you that don't know what marketing qualified lead means, it's basically ensuring that whoever is searching for your services clicks all the checkboxes, meaning that they're within your geography, they're looking for your service, they're looking for your service today, they have the budget, and it's basically the service that you want to provide. Those are the main factors that go into qualifying the MQL, marketing qualified lead.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, I'm just thinking about if I was a local plumber and I'm just asking you, hey, I need some more leads, I need some more phone calls. If I start getting 30 phone calls a day because you're blasting out all kinds of social media marketing and those calls are unqualified, just random leads. Maybe you got a hot chick in a plumbing outfit up there holding a wrench. And so you start getting all kinds of unqualified junk leads. That's not helping. That's hurting. So I love that you guys are doing that as well.
That's not helping at all, because that's not going to help you close business, right? At the end of the day, if we have to be transparent about it. If we drive in 30 calls, and if we see, by the way, we built this AI system, AI powered system that automatically qualifies every single lead that our marketing campaigns generate. So there's transparency. There's a portal where you log in and you can see, okay, Comrade generated 30 marketing qualified leads for me. And from there, we look at how many of those marketing qualified leads did you close, Curtis, this month? And if we see
Yeah.
that the number is very low, let's say only one, but the benchmark, you have to be closing at least, let's say 20%, and something's wrong with your sales process, then this is what we need to review. And so we're asking you, Curtis, can we sit on some of your sales calls? Can we identify if there are any gaps within your sales process? Sometimes what we see is a sales team takes 2 days to respond to a phone call,
Yeah.
or there's a voice answering machine that doesn't give you a straight answer and the call's been dropped, or on the call a salesperson does not really explain what they do well and just very quickly disqualifies the lead and put this lead in the graveyard.
Ivan, what does rank on AI mean for us? I mean, as far as AI overviews, Copilot, Perplexity, ChatGPT, Bard.
Yeah, so the user behavior is changing big time. If you needed, let's say, the same roofing services, or you needed to replace your roof in the past, in last year, where you would go? You would ask your friends, but if your friends have no clue, who's the best roofer within the local community, you would usually go to Google and you would Google local roofing company near me. Now, with the emergence of LLM systems, LLM stands for large language models such as ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, Claude, and so on. It became easier and easier and easier to ask ChatGPT or Claude or any other system straight for an information such as, hey, recommend good roofing company near me or in Miami. And what it would do, it would scrape all the content on the internet. It would analyze it. It would understand all your preferences, and it would spit out a list of qualified based on its opinion, based on, let's say, ChatGPT opinion, good roofing companies in your market, in your local space. So we've seen that user behavior is changing big time. And about 32% of the traffic that we've seen previously land on the website pages is now evaporated because it's been picked up. The same requests are being picked up by the LLMs, by users that are searching within the ChatGPT and so on. So with that, we're obviously changing our models, and we've introduced our own service, which is called GEO, Generative Engine Optimization, which is basically a fancy way of saying optimizing for AI systems. What it does is basically we optimize our clients' websites and clients' presence for AI. So when someone is searching for your service, you will show up in ChatGPT or Perplexity, Google Gemini, Claude, and so forth. So how do you do that is, I guess, would be the next question. How do you actually optimize for LLMs?
Yeah, I was going to ask you how do you audit and optimize a site for AE or for artificial intelligence answer inclusion starting
Yeah.
today?
Yeah. So how do you actually figure out if you show up or not? Very simple. You can run your own search and research. You can figure out what are the top questions that my prospects are asking to find my company. And then just put them one by one in various systems such as ChatGPT, Perplexity, and so on, and see who would the LLM systems recommend. Does your company show up? If it doesn't, that's fine. If it does, yay, you're doing something right.
If you're watching this right now on Amazon Fire TV, pause the show. You can scroll down and actually click. There'll be a link there to comradeweb.com. Go through. There's a ton of ton of tools already, services, ridiculous amount of knowledge you can gain from the actual website. But pause the show, scroll down, get connected. I think there's a lot you can learn here.
Perfect. So now when you have the baseline, how well you're showing up on the LLMs, you have to, let's say if you're not showing up great, then a company like ours, a marketing agency like ours can help to do that. Um, if you want to rank really well, usually what you need to understand is search engine optimization is the big portion of what the LLM is trained on. LLM systems used Google content and used various other large databases to train their system, train their AI systems based on that data. So rule of thumb is SEO, good SEO foundation is 75 to 80% success on being shown or being recommended by LLMs. So if you have very mediocre visibility online on Google, most likely you're not going to show up on the LLMs with the exception of if you have done one thing really, really well, which is citations. Citation is, let's say, various websites within your industry that list multiple companies that do the same thing that you do. For instance, best roofing companies or top roofing companies in Miami. Things like Thumbtack, things like expertise.com, things like Clutch, and so on and so on. If you have presence on every single platform, if you mentioned on every of those platforms, then it's a good sign, and the LLM would be able to pick it up and recommend you because it deems you worthy of showing because you have this recognition and trust by those platforms.
That makes sense. Now, what signals are in citations other than the citations I mentioned, such as EEAT, schema, first party data? What else? What else could be done today to help boost that?
How well you break out the content is also extremely helpful. So LLMs are looking for a cleaner way of specific responses to their answers. So if you have a blog post per se, and it used to be a specific blog post focusing on one particular keyword, it could be residential roofing, right?
Yeah,
Could be a keyword. Now you would want specific sections within this blog post that answer specific questions, like who's the best roofing company within so and so, or the difference between different types of roofs, or how long does it take to replace a roof? What is the typical budget to replace a roof? And so on. So you would want to adjust your content to be readable by LLMs. You would also want to apply schema. There's a specific
yeah.
thing, technical thing called schema. But I don't expect you to understand all of that, and I don't think
That's
you
your job,
should.
huh?
Exactly. I just find a reputable company, and it doesn't have to be my agency, but you have to ask them specifically, have you done this for others? And if you have, show me case studies. Call those companies,
Yeah.
see if they've seen the success. And if they have, most likely it'll be a success for you as well.
How should we structure pages so that LLMs can extract clean answers? For example, H2s, FAQs, TLDR tables. What's the best way to do that? Or does it depend on the client site?
You would want to make your pages extremely detailed. You would want to run different type of content. So you definitely want to include FAQs in every single piece of content that you have, every single page. Ideally, you would want different type of content, such as tables. Video content is great too. If you have UGC,
UGC.
user generated content as well, you would want to implement that within your page as well. For instance, Instagram feed, maybe, or user generated posts or comments or feedback or reviews. We want that to show up on the page as well, because it will then help LLM to scrape all your content, analyze all the content in one place, and then potentially recommend you.
What schema types move the needle right now? Like, I mean, there's a ton of different schema types. Which ones are there? Certain ones that you focus on, or is that again based on the type of business you're working with?
Sorry, Curtis, can't answer that question. Don't know. That's a little
Okay.
too technical for me.
Okay.
That's usually what my team does.
Actually, I love that you answered that. Having a team that you don't have to be the smartest guy in the room as long as you hire them, huh?
Well, my job is to connect the dots, but I can't be the smartest in every single room.
How important is it to keep freshness so that AI prefers your page or our page over older sources? Does that really matter or no?
Yes, you want your content to be as fresh as possible, because you want the job of AI is to recommend valuable content. The same goes for Google. Google always wanted to recommend valuable content that will help users solve their needs. So the fresher the content is, more unique this content, more personalized this content, the better it's going to rank for both AI systems and Google. So update it with facts as much as you can, update it with new information, but most importantly, personalize it. Don't just create information or content using, let's say, ChatGPT. Don't outsource it completely. This content is not going to rank. We actually ran
Yeah.
analysis using, we've done some experiments where we put together a few articles, and some articles were generated using ChatGPT only, and other articles were created using ChatGPT as a foundation for some of the research, but they were personalized and they were adjusted and edited by human beings, actual copywriters. And guess what? AI generated content did not see any result. Like
Yeah.
it didn't move the needle. While the content that was personalized, that was adjusted by copywriters, it ranked really well. So Google does not want to see your spam. AI does not want to see your spam. Don't show it. Like, don't create it. You can put yourself in a situation where your website can be penalized,
Yeah.
and at the end of the day, you're not going to succeed.
This interview is sponsored by Newswire magazine. We celebrate the entrepreneurs and thought leaders shaping the future, those who don't just adapt, but innovate, who inspire others to think bigger, lead boldly, and create lasting change. Only a select few are featured in Newswire magazine, and for those who earn a place on the cover, the opportunities are unmatched. Your story shared with a global audience, your achievements celebrated on national billboards, reaching millions. Every leader has a story. Every vision deserves a platform. Who will rise to the top? Stay tuned. You're witnessing greatness unfold.
I interviewed another SEO agency that's focused. He only does law firm SEO for large law firms in New York. So, I
Mhm,
mean, it's actually a limited area in New York,
mhm,
charging $30,000 to $50,000 per month with these big clients that I'll get them ranked in the top,
mhm,
top results there, and is generating. He's had clients for years. His
mhm,
top client, he said, is paying him $80,000 a month, and has been
mhm,
with him for like 10 years.
mhm.
Now, for most businesses, even a large roofing contractor, that's not something that they're able to spend. Now, what is your typical client size? If you described your perfect client, what does that client look like? And then what is the budget that they would have to allocate? Just some kind of a range for you.
Yeah. Um, you want to look at the marketing fees and split them into two buckets or two categories. One bucket is agency fees, so you pay agency to do all the work. And second bucket is the advertising budget that you pay to Google, Meta, or Facebook, Instagram, and so on, right? On the agency fees, our average solutions usually range anywhere from 4 to 10 plus thousand dollars per month. And on the promotion side, it could be also anywhere from 4 to whatever. I mean, sky is the limit,
Yeah.
depending on your budget and depending on how quickly you want to ramp it up. But usually we see it between 4 to 20,000 on the promotion side as well per month. So on the lowest end, it probably is about 6,000 plus commitment between the agency fees and the advertising budget to begin with. So you have to budget that. And My rule number one when I speak with prospects and when my sales team have conversations, similar conversations, we always say to our clients, don't think of it as an expense. Think of it as an investment.
Exactly.
And if you're not comfortable making a 12-month investment into your growth, don't do it. Because every single month, you'll be asking yourself, is it right investment? Is it not?
Yep.
Can I afford it? And so on. You have to. If you're looking for growth, you have to allocate, let's say, a 12-month investment, and you have to sit patiently and you have to wait. Now, when it comes to SEO, when it comes to optimization for AI, it's a long-term
GEO.
game. Yeah, GEO, it's a long-term game. It's a marathon. It's not a quick run. You may get some success with the quick run, with the 5K run. Let's put it this way, with some ad promotions, but it's not where you've seen the most of your growth. It's not where we seen, 5x, 8x,
Yeah.
10x return on investment. The SEO generates that, and SEO usually takes quarters if
Yeah.
not years. And if you have very zero visibility, very little visibility, just be prepared. Just be patient. Just you have to do so much work to basically catch up with your competitors that there's no other choice. If you try to cut corners, it's not going to be well for you as well, because most
Yeah.
likely you're going to be penalized. It's not going to get you success. So only hire an agency when you're sure you can make an investment for the next 12 months plus.
Now, if somebody's getting ready to get started, and that's actually, if you're talking about a $6,000 to $10,000 minimum monthly investment, that's really not huge. That's something a lot of small businesses could actually afford and see a return off of after they've done that for a few months to start making a return. After somebody's been with you for a while, I would guess that money that they're spending on the advertising, whether that's pay per click or CPC, CPM type of advertising, that they could actually start dropping that down as the search engine optimization and the artificial intelligence ranking is driving you enough traffic. Do you ever see clients that are actually able to completely shut off their paid marketing as far as the pay-per-view type stuff?
We've seen that those type of cases, but it really depends on the company. Some companies are just after growth, and if you see growth from search engine optimization or AI systems, and at the same time you've seen clients from paid search, and you can double down on that. uh, a lot of companies can't say no.
That's compounding your
So
results, right?
compounding results, exactly. You can build your company much faster that way.
Now, as your search engine optimization and AEO, GEO improves, you probably see lower cost per click, cost per impression, cost per conversion with the paid advertising, right? I mean, is your ranking higher? Facebook, for example, you can drop your costs by having your site better optimized. Is that correct?
Yep. The better optimized you are, the more visibility you have. We've seen lesser and lesser, like you can drop down the cost per acquisition, the cost per click, and so on. But there will be a point of diminishing returns. What that means is you will optimize your campaign only to a certain point, and then every single lead will become more and more expensive. It's
Yeah.
just going to hit that point. And no matter how many times we tried, no matter how many clients we did it with, every single time we maxed out and the leads became more and more and more expensive.
Nice.
So at this point, we just have to rinse and repeat. We have to look for other channels. We have to analyze what else we can do, maybe launch a completely different promotion for a different service and so on. But yes, unfortunately that's true.
So now if there's a roofer or say a law firm or somebody that's looking for search engine optimization, that's your two specialties, right? Now what can they do today to get contacted with you? I mean, connected with you, and do you offer any kind of a free consultation or evaluation to get started?
Yes, all of our consultations to begin with are free of charge. And by the way, we're not only going to do a deep dive and analyze everything that's happening with your firm, but we're also going to give you a custom solution. If you don't want to implement it with us, you can take it and you can implement it internally or run it to another marketing agency. But it's a solid plan. It's a very solid foundation that you can do on your own. The best way to get in touch with us is to head out to comradeweb.com and click on contact us button or give us a call. You can see that phone number 312 766 6989. You can also contact me personally if you have any questions outside of just potentially hiring us by going to my personal website, ivanvislavskiy.com. I believe you have it open as well as a next tab. But I'm happy to provide value, whatever potential questions you might have. Happy to give back to a community.
It's been great having you on the show. I sure appreciate just the insight, knowledge, and free advice you provided. It's so cool to see people that are just helping, like you talking about that free report and whether or not they implement it with you. That's a really great thing to just be willing to help people, even if they're not paying you at the moment. Love
Thank
that,
you,
man.
Curtis. Yeah, thank you. Definitely enjoyed this conversation. Thank you so much for all the provocative questions. Definitely had a lot of fun.
Thanks for watching Success, Motivation, and Inspiration. This episode was designed to help you level up. See you next time.